But if the thought of sorting through all your stuff seems like a daunting task, we're here to help, and by we
meet our next guest. He is going to share 5 easy and practical things, great, that you can do this month to declutter your space. Also, none of them should take you an entire day, so there you go.
Whew.
How about that?
Matt Paxton is an expert in the world of downsizing and decluttering, and you may have seen him on Hoarders, where he was a feature player for 15 seasons. This month, the season 5 premiere of his own show on PBS, Legacy List with Matt Paxton, where he helps families downsize to make room in their lives for their next adventure.
Welcome to my nightmare.
Not horrible.
Not horrible,
but it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, my uncle, when he passed in '93, I became sort of the curator of all of his memorabilia from all his years in Hollywood yesteryear. I was very close with this uncle, and I think that he would be happy if it went to somebody that could enjoy it and appreciate it. Eventually, I'd like to make this into some sort of bar area where we can entertain friends.
So we don't want this to be storage forever?
No, absolutely not.
Well, Wayne's my kind of guy. He has a big personality. It's genuine, and it's fun, and I'm excited to do this job.
I mean, really doing God's work here. Matt Paxton joining us live now this morning. Hello, and welcome to New York Living.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is a daunting task, but you're here to help us. So let's talk about the show first. What situations are these families typically finding themselves in? Where do they need to turn to you for help?
So they've inherited a whole bunch of stuff. Life's happened, someone passed away, and they got a lot of stuff. And they're the holders of it. And it tends to be the oldest adult daughter who receives all the stuff.
Wow. Oh, God.
And raise a hand if you are one, because typically that's who calls me. And they're the local person. They receive all the stuff, and they're overwhelmed, and they don't really know what to do with it. And what's happened is they're just so overwhelmed that they don't know where to start, and they're stuck. And they're, and so my job is to really help them find the positive and the fun in it, but get started.
And that I can understand. So overwhelmed that you don't know where to start, and so I just do none of it.
I'm just happy that I'm not the eldest daughter, and
I am. So I'm going to get your phone number after this, and for when I need it, undoubtedly in like the next 30 years. But you're going to share 5 things that we can do this month that will help us get organized for the year. So
you can do it today. Each one of these is 30 minutes, y'all. Max 30 minutes. So pick one each day. This is just, and the goal here is to let you know that you can do it, and get that confidence in your brain. Oh, this is not overwhelming. I can do this.
Okay, I like it. I'm excited. Let's jump in. What is the first thing on your list?
Yeah, first list is the bathroom supplies. I know that sounds crazy. It's not fun. It's not exciting. Most of the bottles in your bathroom are 10% full. Right?
Oh, gosh.
They're used. Or you haven't used them, like the Drakkar Noir, the Polo, any of this stuff.
The Jupe. Oh, my God.
All of it, right? You can get rid of that, right? If it's got dust on it in your bathroom, clearly you haven't used it. It is time to let it go. I think the nice soap, the holiday soap that no one's allowed to use, it's time to let it go. It's got dust on it.
I have that
just
soap.
Gonna say.
Chris gets so mad.
Matt clearly knows the human condition.
This is crazy. He's like the therapist.
You just mentioned Drakkar and holiday soap. You get an A+ in my book.
But that's what's in our in our bathrooms, right? And medicine from kids that aren't even living in our house anymore.
Oh, shame. Yeah.
Like, get rid of that stuff. And I'm using humor a lot on purpose. That's the tool here. You have to laugh at yourself because we hold on to things for reasons that don't even.
I do have a question though, because I will have old medicine, as you mentioned, but you can't just throw that in the garbage or flush it down the toilet.
Yeah, protected medicine you actually have to sometimes take to either the pharmacy or to the fire department. You cannot dump it in the water, especially in New York. Do not dump it in the water.
Yes, they do the DEA take-back days, too. You can Google it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what do you have next on your list? What should we tackle
next? The next one for me is, I really like the closets. This is probably the hardest one. If you have not worn it since the pandemic began, I think it's time to really question it. Okay, we all our dress patterns change. Y'all's is a little different. You guys get a pass because you have to look fabulous every day.
Oh well, thank you. We get a pass.
A little different.
Thanks, Matt.
I also really want you to use the rule we call fantasy life. What's your fantasy life? What's your real life? Are you actually wearing this, or do you just wish you were still the person that went out and wore that? All right. So get really clear on what's real, what's not. I am a solid size 36 jeans. My size 28 sweatpants can go.
Oh,
right?
Matt.
Because I'm not going to work out that much. It's just not going to happen. I got 7 kids. I got 7 kids. I got no time for any.
What?
And so, yes, the guy from Hoarders hoards kids. I know, it's crazy. And, but we have, the reality is you really can only keep what you really use. And so I like a year on clothes, 2 years on shoes. I know that is aggressive for most women. But if you haven't worn it since the pandemic started, you really need to ask yourself, is this fantasy or is this reality?
A good benchmark, fantasy versus reality. Okay, number 3, kitchen spaces.
Yeah, kitchen spaces, it's all a bunch of storage containers that don't have matching tops and bottoms. Get rid of the things that don't match. And water bottles are taking over our lives, all right?
It's true.
You do not need this many fancy water bottles. You can donate them. However many people you have in your house, that's how many water bottles you get plus
that
one.
makes sense.
So you
Plus one.
You got 9. You got 7 for the kids.
Oh, we got 9. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oy
it.
vey.
I have a coffee mug from 2018. It's the only travel coffee mug I keep in my house.
Look, my whole business is about keeping stuff that matters, getting rid of stuff that doesn't matter. And so for me, I really want to push hard. Like, if this is truly an important item for you, then great. Let's get rid of the 4 mugs that don't matter so you have space for the item that does.
The mugs are a killer in my house. If I get one more mug, my
I don't
closet's
want
gonna
anyone.
explode.
Note to everybody watching, we don't want mugs.
No.
Matt, what about this idea of doing this process or this exercise with someone who is objective? Because we have friends who are like, oh, but my 8th grade poetry contest paper, I can't get rid of it.
So I'm all about telling the stories because that keeps it objective, right? Well, I'll get to the point. It shouldn't be you and your partner, okay? If it's just you and your partner, you're going to argue, right? There needs to be an independent third person. It might be a child. It might be a professional. It might be a professional move manager or a professional organizer. But it's got to be, like you said, impartial. If it's just you and a partner, it doesn't work.
Right.
There are tools. There's tools you can use like 5 and 5, right? They pick 5 items to keep, you pick 5 items to keep, and then the rest go.
Ooh.
Right? And so it's equal. And I make that number up 5. You could do 10, you could do 20, but you got to be equal. I also like when my wife and I will actually say, okay, you get 1 item that you hate out of my clothing, get rid of it.
Oh, wow, that is next level.
Now, that was a number of 1. We made that very achievable, right? Like, that's very small. If I said to my wife, you get 10 items, well, I only have 5 shirts, so I wouldn't have any left. But like, you have to be really specific, and it has to be fair.
Oh, my God.
Holy smoke. Have you done this in your house this year yet?
Yeah, we're minimalist. Literally, I got 5 shirts, 2 pair of pants. Now, I do have 12 pair of shoes. I'm big on shoes.
Okay, everybody's got a vice.
Okay, Imelda, look at you.
That's my fashion, but I had to get rid of all my extra pants that I don't wear to make space for them.
Okay, he sacrifices the pants for the shoes.
Right.
All of your clothes should fit in the closet you have in your room. I understand that is very challenging.
You know what,
but
That's not how it is.
Everything you own should fit in your home. Otherwise, you're
I really hope Chris isn't watching this right now.
You know what, Matt? It was going so well until you just hit it.
I can't wait for wait. Let me say, has my phone run? Chris is probably like,
All right. The other thing we want to talk about is junk mail.
Who's keeping junk mail?
Who's keeping junk mail?
It's called junk
mail. Get rid of it all of it. You don't need it. If you owe somebody money, they're going to follow you.
They will find you.
They will find you if you owe money. Shred it all. Don't trash it. Shred it. And that's a daily thing. When you come home, have your shred box and rip it right at it. Go right through it. Don't ever don't even put the mail down on the counter.
Yeah.
Right? You should shred it right up. I call it a poor man shred. Rip it up 4 times.
Oh, okay, a poor man. I was like, I don't have a shredder, but I could do a poor man shred.
Yeah, you don't need a shredder. Just poor man shred, rip it, and then if you have a car, I leave that box in the car, believe it or not. And if you don't have a car, then have it at a very accessible small box that you can take away to shred.
Oh shoot. I thought I was ahead of the game, but I gotta take this junk mail somewhere else. Okay. Other general tips you want to share with us to make downsizing and decluttering less daunting? You said we could do each of these in 30.
Yeah.
I can't do that closet in 30, my friend.
No, so start with 10 minutes a night. Really, okay. This is especially the beginning of the year. We're exhausted. It was a long, great break. 10 minutes a night. That's it. I mean, literally 10 minutes. Do it 10 minutes a night for 5 nights in a row. Do that for 2 weeks, and then expand it to 30 minutes. You'll be surprised how quickly you knock it out. I will tell you the best piece of advice I give all my clients: focus on what you have gotten done, not what you have not gotten done.
Hear,
right?
hear.
I don't
And that
care if
advice
all
was
you've
free,
done
everybody.
is
Okay.
10 minutes. Be proud of it. Celebrate it. Don't go buy more stuff, but be proud of the work you did. And then keep going the next day. Eventually, over time, it'll have. You really shouldn't be able to clean your house in a weekend. That's not realistic. It should take a month or two.
Wow, 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 wow.
Here, Matt
Okay,
Paxton.
Matt
Holy
Paxton, you've left us
smokes.
speechless. Thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
and for dropping all of this knowledge, these gems, very important stuff.